This is Mason. Mason is a Havanese. He is 3.5 years old. Hi. He's my baby. I've been showing him in juniors since I was 14, and then now I'm showing him in the breed. And we were the #1 junior in the country last year.
When most people hear dog shows, they think of Westminster. But what does it truly mean to live this life every single day?
I wake up at about 4 o'clock, 4:30 every morning.
The early mornings, the hours of preparation.
So you have a dog at 8, a dog at 9, a dog at 10. You get all those dogs ready.
They get special diets, they get supplements, they get walked on treadmills, they get daily outdoor walking.
They're groomed, brushed out, and then at least once a week, all the show coats get a bath.
A love, a hobby that turns into something more than just a competition. Something that lasts for generations.
So I was born into dog shows. My mom's been breeding Havanese for 18 years.
I knew nothing about dog shows. I did not come from a dog show family. A lot of the people that are involved in here are all people who they're second, third generation. Their grandparents bred dogs and showed dogs, and their parents did that, and now they do it.
Started showing dogs when I was 5, over 20 years now.
I started as soon as I could.
College at the University of Minnesota, Waseca, for a veterinary technician degree. And one of the professors there showed poodles.
She was talking to the woman who she co-breeds with, and she kind of said, "Oh, he's got a magnificent hindquarters. I'd really like to show him."
So she asked if anybody would like to babysit her poodles while she went to dog shows.
And I said, "Do you think he could actually be a show dog? Because I bought him from you as a pet." And she goes,
And I started babysitting and soon got a poodle from her and then went on to show and breed.
she said, "If you'll go to classes, I'll give you a full registration on him." And I said, "Okay." And at that time, all I wanted to do was see if it was like the movie Best in Show. Honestly, yeah, that was why I did it. And I went to my first class and I fell down the rabbit hole.
This is my hobby. I want to be here. I love being at the dog shows.
If you had asked me 20 years ago, "Do you think you'll be sitting at a dog show on a Saturday?" I would have said, like, "No." Like, what are you talking about? But here I am.
We all care a lot about our dogs. This is not just dogs. They are like our children.
The bond that you create with the dog.
People that do this are crazy about their dogs. They love their dogs. They like to spend time with their dogs. They enjoy dogs no matter what they're doing. Most of them also do other things with their dogs.
The just amount of talent that's here, and the amount of good and well-bred dogs that is in one area at a time is just really fascinating to see and be a part of.
At the beginning, it was just pretty much each breed was judged and there was a best of breed, and that was the end of it. You went home.
You go off and show them one by one, and you get through all the breeds.
They started as evaluations of breeding stock. Breeders looking for outside opinions as to which dogs were worthy of being bred, because not all dogs are worthy of being bred. And that's how it started. And then over time, they started with the groups competition and the best in show.
Whatever dogs won the breeds, you go onto the groups, and you show on the groups, you hope for the best. And then if you're lucky enough to get a group 1, you go on to best in show.
They're looking for which dog in the ring comes closest to the standard for that particular breed. Then that narrows everything down from the 200, I think, in 3 breeds AKC has now.
So AKC is a registering body. They are an organization that, among many, many things, you can register your dog with and then compete in all types of conformation, agility, sports. There's something called barn hunt. So if you had a terrier, you could take it and it could prove itself that it could do that job that a terrier was bred to do.
We were on the table. Very important that Havanese have black lips and black eye rims. So the judge brought that up about how he has very beautiful dark lips.
So you have the parents and they prove that they're worthy and quality animals and that they are of sound mind and sound bodies. And then you take their children and you are hoping to improve, and anything that you would have wanted in that first generation to improve in the second generation, because it just is really, really important that you can come up with a great dog multiple times and it wasn't just a fluke.
It's fun to see how we've evolved since like early 2000s when Havanese were first recognized to now they're pretty well known.
You see all kinds of dogs that you would never see kind of in normal life hanging around the street or in a PetSmart or wherever it is in the park. And here you get to see all kinds of really unique breeds, like the poodles over here, the giant schnauzer, the sheepdogs over there that you rarely see a purebred of walking around on the street.
People think that the dogs don't want to do it or like, oh, their lives are so miserable. Like, my dogs live a better life than I do.
People tend to think it's just a beauty contest and that dogs are like forced to do this against their will. And nothing could be farther from the case. If you had a dog that didn't enjoy showing, you would never bring them to the shows.
For most handlers, like if the dog stops loving it, the dog stops showing. So that's the big thing.
They're not going to appear happy and having a good time, and that's part of it, is you want to see a happy, joyous temperament in most of the dogs, particularly my breed and then Corinne's breed as well. You want to see they're happy, they're having a good time with their owner, in addition to looking at their structure and how well they fit the standard and all of that stuff.
It's a beautiful sport. It's really just, it's about the dogs, and I don't know, it's great.
If you want to see temperament, and if a dog didn't have the temperament to be in a dog show, you'd probably bring them once or twice and then you go, okay, that's not for him.
This is very not much of their day-to-day lives. Like, she runs in the backyard, like, through the mud, through everything. So, you know, and sometimes they come in with sticks and mud and, you know, but they get to be dogs.
A lot of people think we're torturing them to run them around the ring, or that, you know, they hate spending hours grooming them. And that's not at all. Same with like the horse world. These dogs are treated a lot better than most pets.
Everybody grooms their dogs weekly. They take really good care of them. They're treated like a family member. And I think a lot of people don't understand that.
They're just really well socialized from the time they're little to this environment. And so they're like, oh, whatever, it's work. You know, I don't care that there's a giant schnauzer next to me. And if we were walking down my street and there was a giant schnauzer, she would care big time.
They get special diets, they get supplements, they get walked on treadmills, they get daily outdoor walking so their backs can be straightened.
And that's a very important thing, I think. And I do not think people understand that they get to do that. They think that they're like little hothouse flowers. They're not.
She's a princess, so she likes to sit on the table here and be.
I think everyone is kind of a family. Everyone knows each other. A lot of the times people will be there for you.
Me and Sam, we live near each other, so we see each other every weekend. I would say we're like family, right? I see them probably more than I see my own family.
I like the relationships that I've made with people both in my breed and people like her outside my breed.
You know, while there is competition, we're also friends besides that. And I think people don't understand. I think they think, oh, it's a bunch of cliques and only certain cliques win.
It's competitive, but at the end of the day, whether you win or lose, you get to go home with your dog. And that is my dog that I love so much and then gets to like sleep on my pillow.
Even if people don't have Havanese, it's good to keep friends in this sport.
It's fun. You know, you enjoy the same things. You enjoy the dogs. You enjoy caring for the dogs. You enjoy training the dogs. And this is how you get to spend a lot of time with your dog.
I think it's really important in any hobby that you have friends, even though we are competitors. At the end of the day, we're all here because we love the dogs and the sport.
When we don't win, you know, there's got to be losers, there's going to be winners. So, you know, and we don't win all the time. So but we do help each other out.
We all help each other, like saving grooming space maybe, or if I had 2 Havanese today, I would ask one of my friends and they would obviously take the dog back in for me, no questions asked.
I think people think, like, if there's one bad apple, someone treats someone bad, and they think everybody's like that. But a lot of the times people will be there for each other and like, oh, it's really like a big family.